All right. Once again, welcome. My name is Nicole. This is Love Your Body Yoga. Let's begin centering. Choose your comfortable position. Relax your arms and hands and shoulders. Maybe close the eyes. Just begin to come into your present moment. Awakening your senses. Noticing the breath. Or any intention that you have on this day, at this time. In this practice, we work with letting go of judgment, replacing it with curiosity. As well as bringing forward a kind and compassionate presence. How do we love our body? We can love our body by listening to it. So let's begin listening to our body with the weaving of our fingers together. Notice your shoulders. Did they scrunch a little when you did that? Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows. And just begin to slowly welcome movement into the wrists. Emphasis on the slow, gradual movement. And notice how the rest of the body feels. Is there a sense of ease? Is there still a relaxedness in your position? This is going to allow you to be so much more present with what area we're exploring right now. It's the wrists. Let's backtrack. So that movement we were doing in that direction, see if you can start to slowly flow the other way. All the while still aware of the breath. Flowing breath. Maybe it's the sound of your breath. That's one focus I choose often, is just listening to the sound. As I breathe in and out through my nostrils, the air flow passes over the back of the throat. And that sound will keep you present. Slowly flip the hands, press the heels of the hands forward. If you feel comfortable in your body, you might even reach those arms overhead. The nice breath. And very gradually release the arms down. And listening to the body, we're going to walk the hands behind. Find a place to pause, and then shift your awareness to the heart area, the chest. We're going to start to lift the chest upwards toward the ceiling. Opening up the chest and starting to kind of round through the upper back. Shoulder blades might be coming together a little. You're listening to the body. Where do those hands want to walk back to support this? Could be a gentle opening. Maybe some of us are doing a deeper one. And just breathe. And then very slowly help yourself back, setting the arms down and shifting to the neck area. Start to drop the chin or tuck the chin forward. Attention now into the neck area. still with the breath, noticing your breath. And we'll let the head come back up to neutral, and I will invite you to slowly turn the head to one side. Again, not to mirror what I'm doing, but in listening to your own body, staying in a place of ease with the rest of the body so that you can be really present to that exploration, going where you feel right to pause and breathe. And imagine the breaths flowing right there into that neck area. Just notice what's taking place in your body as you do these different explorations of movement. We're going to bring the chin back to the center. Connect with the breath and then slowly go to the other side. This is how we can love our body, by listening. By creating a sense of ease. And take your time to slowly come back. We're going to come into staff pose next, so help yourself around, or actually you can be however you are. We're going to just extend the legs out. Pull the flesh of the buttocks out from behind you. You might find yourself more comfortable if you're propped up onto a pillow or a foam block. You might choose to place your hands behind, and we're going to welcome the toes. Give the toes a nice stretch. Shine each toe in every direction. Stretch, 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 and release. Connect to the breath and slowly open up to pointing one foot, flexing the other. So one foot maximum point, the other maximum flex. Notice what comes alive in the body as a response to that movement. Breathe into that area. In my case, I'm breathing into the calves and the ankles. We're going to switch sides. Maximum point, maximum flex. And then I'll invite you to go back and forth at your own pacing. Still very connected to your flowing breath, and also to this gentle motion of pointing and flexing the feet. And next we'll zip up the feet and start to circle the ankles. And then go the other direction. Coming around, hands clasp into the front. This gives you a chance to see if you can even grow maybe a centimeter or an inch through the spine, breathing tall, kind of bringing awareness to kind of hugging that core inward a little bit, engaging the core a little bit. Here, as we awaken a little more warmth into our body, we're going to start to circle, stir a pot, and I'll give you the option, of course, to stir maybe a larger sized one, hovering the body all the way over the floor. Please stay with your flowing breath. Keep that breath in your awareness. And above all, listen to your body. How can you do this particular movement while cultivating a sense of ease? Let's go the other direction as well. Let go of any striving in the pose. or the movements that we're doing. Just trade it in for curious unfolding. I'm hearing the food that I just ate come alive in my stomach with that one. And release. Seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana is our next exploration. So for that, I invite you to take those fingertips again to the sides of you to help you grow up nice and tall. We can place the hands onto the legs. Exhale your breath. Then take a nice breath in to grow even taller. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, just begin to fold forward. Even if you only go a small ways like I am, or some of you are going to go much deeper, take your time and just start to slowly come into the pose. At any point, you're welcome to collapse the upper body into that fold. Find a place to breathe. Notice how if the exhalation allows you to deepen the fold a little bit. And we'll spend 5 or so breaths here. Going into the pose just a little bit deeper. Slowly, slowly coming out. Place the hands to the floor, fingers facing the feet. We'll just do a nice gentle counter stretch of placing the heels of the hands down and opening again that heart up to the ceiling, lifting up. And coming out. And around to child's pose. So for a classic setup, you might bring the big toes to touch, and I'll invite you to choose any distance between your heels. Toes, feet tucked, you're sitting on the heels. Any distance between your knees you can choose. Just begin to melt the whole upper body forward, resting. The arms could be resting forward, or they could be resting behind alongside the legs. And then of course, if your body is not happy in either, maybe your hips aren't centered on the heels, I'm going to invite you to take a variation, toes tuck, stack fists, resting the forehead on the fists. What's important is that you're able to achieve a comfortable, relaxed position in your forward resting pose. Let's breathe. Breathe, paying attention to the breath flowing into the back, upper, middle, lower, sides. Breath flowing into the pelvis, into the hips. Just take another breath or two. And when you're ready, you can help yourself up into tabletop, where hands will be placed right below the shoulders, knees will be placed below the hips, under the hips. Spread out every finger, press the fingers into the floor, and start with either cat or cow, it's up to you. The cat stretch, chin tucks to chin, tail tucks, mid body starts to lift up to the ceiling, and the cow is the opposite. Tail is lifting, belly sinking, chest open, gaze lifting. And beyond that, just flow. Use this as a chance to check in. How would the body like you to move, to feel supported and a sense of release? Maybe there's sticky spots you notice that aren't moving as well. Maybe take your time there, move slower, and breathe into it. Or you could also go side to side, any which way. This is a great chance to ask your body how it wants to move, or pause, and then follow that. And when you feel ready to come away from there, we're going to take the forearms to the floor. And we're going to set up for a plank. Of course, if you're opting out, maybe just take a pause here, resting here, breathing here. Others of us might hug the belly into the spine and step the legs back, finding that nice long line. So just hugging that, engaging the core a little to bring alertness and strength into your plank. Breathing here. If you want to come out at any point, you go ahead, or you can stay with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. We're going to slowly come into heart melting. And heart melting has the hips really high to the sky as we melt the heart to the floor. Breathing those breaths again into the back, mid, and upper. And then helping yourself into a hero's pose. Slow transition to your hero's pose, sitting on your heels. Clasp your hands. Let's go ahead for another stretch of those, pressing the heels of the hands forward. Relax the arms, relax the hands. Tune in again to your breath. The whole body, or whatever you notice. And then help yourself around onto the back. So we're going to come down onto the back, and here's where I will invite you to ask what the body wants. It might want to just hug the knees in, or it might enjoy a rocking to massage out the back. I'll just ask what it wants. Take the time to listen. And then we're going to come to rest with the knees hugged in. Maybe in stillness, maybe in a side-to-side sway. And perhaps the breath is nice and slow, smooth. Let's choose one knee to hug in while the other one is either set to the floor or stretched out to the floor. Breathing. And switching. And then we're going to set both feet to the floor, place hands onto belly. Spend a few moments here breathing into your hands, breathing into your belly. Maybe listening to the sound of the breath. And just allow yourself to come into a full, relaxed position. Dropping into your comfortable, full body, resting pose. Where you can drop, you might tuck the shoulders under, close the eyes. And drop into the floor beneath you, holding you completely so that you can let go of any holding. Dropping in to the breath. To a state of letting go. Thanking yourself for taking this time to love your body. Namaste.